Gonna put my phone here, just so it doesn't get affected by that light. I found this new angle the other day, and it works a lot better. And I nearly forgot to do it. Well, I did it first. I put us in the old place. Welcome back to another stream. We've got another gig announcement today. So I held off on announcing this one. I could have announced this one. I think I could have announced it sort of over the weekend to the beginning of this week. But there was a little bit of an issue with some of the acts on the flyer. So essentially the flyer got taken down and got remade, and now it's like come back and it's like there's a better flyer and a few things have changed. So that's why I chose not to announce it, because I kind of just wanted everything to be kind of like firmly sort of in concrete, if that makes sense, which is really good. And now it obviously is. It got sort of like confirmed. I think yesterday was kind of like when it fully kind of got sort of like officially confirmed, and then I've just been quite busy. So I'm quite excited to share with you that I'm making my third return to Ultimate Bounce on the 28th of June. So I'm really looking forward to this one. So this is the third time that I'm now doing something with the Ultimate Bounce team. So it's good that they have sort of invited me back again. And at this time, they're bringing something very, very different. And they're going all out. And I think it's going to be really good. So I'm quite looking forward to it. And this one is yet again, it's another one of them bookings that is that holds a special place in my heart because of where it is. So um, so Ultimate Bounce, they launched last year in December, and they put this amazing event on with the likes of Club Filler, Alan Ben, Polska, which is that young DJ that is something like 11, 12 years old. He's absolutely smashing it. He's become like quite the real deal, and every set that he plays is just absolutely fantastic. So they put this night on, their launch night. I was emceeing, and it was a really good night. And then a couple of weeks ago, as you know, we went over to Grimsby again, which is kind of like where the guy is from who puts it on. And he did like this little free rave for the bank holiday weekend. And we got the place rocking, and he had the place rocking for his event, and it was really fun. It was an amazing vibe. It was amazing to go back for the second time. And then it came to sort of like the next one, and the guy who organises the Ultimate Bounce, he's an absolutely sound person. I've got a lot of time and respect for him. But he's been kind of keeping me in the loop, and he's kind of been asking me like just a few questions on what do I think would work, and just telling me that he's wanted to take the brand to some new levels, and just do some things there a little bit differently. So with that being said, he has penciled his next event in, and he's penciled it in Scunthorpe at the Light nightclub. And there's this amazing Ultimate Bounce night there, which is going down and taking place. And I'm really looking forward to this one. So we've got the likes of Dave Curtis, we've got Ash Pearson, we've got Serious Sounds, we've got Anna Mack, we've got myself, we've got some really good names that are involved in putting this night together, which is really good. I'm proper excited for it, and it's really good. And then not only that, they have also opened up the second room. So they've opened up the second room, and this is where I sort of come in. So I'm playing in the main room. I'm doing my set in the main room, which I'm really excited for. But the second room, they've opened it up for like up and comers, and I kind of helped sort of put that room together a little bit. So I ain't gonna sit there and say, "Oh look, yeah, I'm running the room too," because that's that's not the case. Um, but I just kind of like knew a few people that would really like the opportunity of getting this booking and playing in the second room. And I just thought, let's just ask a couple of people. The guy said, look, if there's any way you want to help out, or any people that would be interested in, DJ and MC sets, then feel free to sort of hit them up. And more on the DJ side of things, I had people in mind, sort of from the get go. So I put the feelers out to a good friend of mine called Nelly. He's become such an amazing friend, and he helps me managing the Grooving Sounds Facebook page, and he always does a splendid job. He's always so supportive. So if I'm working on a track and I just say, "What do you think of this that I'm working on?" He always takes the time to have a listen. He's always got nice things to say, and he's actually really coming on with his mixing and his DJing, and he's also coming on with his production as well. And he's buzzed of any opportunities that he gets. So I thought, let's just see if he's available, if he would be available to come up and play a set. And I thought, that this would be really good. And then another person who I had in mind was the mighty Joe Dunn. So me and Joe Dunn, we did a track together at the beginning of the year called "It Could Just Be the Baseline." And Joe Dunn is just absolutely, what can I say? He's 100% smashing his production at the moment, bringing out some absolute corkers, and he's also really good on the decks as well. And I managed to get him a little bit of a set on the waltzers at the Hull Fair last year, and we've kind of developed a little bit of a friendship. And he's an amazing person, and he's really good. And I just think, he's at that level now where he should be starting to play out a little bit more. Sometimes, people just don't always know how or like where to push themselves. And I thought this would be a really good opportunity for him, just to, take a set in the second room and just be genuinely a part of his event. And just in general, the more things and like flyers you can get your names on, and especially when you're in that sort of like, you haven't played out very much, you need to kind of take what you can get to start pushing your name out there. And I just thought this will be a really good night, and I thought, why not? And then I also hit up a friend of mine called Eugene, who definitely does some good bits of DJing and puts some good events on himself. And I just thought, it'd be really cool just to get some different names rocking and popping on the flyer. So they were all kind of like buzzed, and they were all kind of free to do it. So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing them, and seeing how they progress, and on the night, and what their sets are going to be like. It's going to be really good. And then there's loads of other great names that are involved on the event. And if you've been following me for a while on this channel, you'll know that the Light Nightclub holds a special place in my heart, because the Bounce to Your Drop events, they run there. They haven't put one on there for a while, but they run there. And Bounce to Your Drop, for me, that brand, that will always hold such a special place in my heart, because sort of 2021, we come out of the lockdowns, and that's when I sort of first started sort of really coming onto the scene, sort of DJing. So just sort of before the end of the lockdown, I did the Harder Southwest Festival. That was kind of like the first time I'd ever played out DJing. That was like the first one for me. And then shortly after that, I did the DNA in Leicester, and that was a little bit of a biggish event. But then, sort of in the September of 2021, I think it was September. Let me just have a look at the. Um, yeah. So September. So yeah, so that was kind of when I got booked in September for the launch night of the Bounce to Your Drop. That was like when things really ramped up for me. So I went from kind of, it was sort of like the first time I'd really gotten on to kind of like playing a little bit of a bigger event, and Club Filler was headlining. And then you had the likes of like John Neal and Charlie Bosch, and I opened up the main room, and it was quite a big thing for me. It was a big dealio at the time, and then sort of from playing that first set, sort of at the light nightclub for bounce to your drop, the promoters became lifelong friends, and their support for me was unreal, and they always supported me, and they treat me like the only way I can describe it is they treat me like how real promoters should treat you, and they actually made me a resident for the brand. And sort of I was always kind of like included in the events. I didn't always necessarily play every event because they wanted to change it up and switch it around. But then when I wouldn't play an event, they always kind of like said, look, come down to the event. You've got free entry, and come and enjoy the night. And if sort of anything sort of went wrong and the DJ didn't turn up, they always had me there, sort of willing to play. And we always had that like really good relationship, and it was just so supportive. And even now, when they haven't put an event on for a while, but when I speak to them, they're always still supportive, and I know they're just waiting for the right time to come back with the brand. They had a few things outside of the brand, and they're always still very keen for me to be involved and be a part of the brand, and it's obviously really, really good, to see that, and to have that relationship. But yeah, they kind of give me that. I feel like it was a real peg up for me. In terms of that it was quite a big booking at the time, and I remember sharing the flyer, and it was quite a shock. Like, I couldn't believe I was doing it, and it was really good. And then the light nightclub itself, like one of the resident DJs for the club itself, who I believe now owns the club, and became like a good friend of mine. We sort of had that sort of like good relationship in that sense. And then the original owner, that was that was a good thing. We always sort of had a bit of a cool friendship there. So to return and play for this ultimate bounce in the light nightclub is a real buzz. What can I say? It's a real buzz, and I'm looking forward to going back there, and obviously playing, and obviously doing an absolutely amazing vibe. So it's going to be really fun. I don't know my set time yet. That's a little bit, obviously it's a little bit early in the day yet to kind of know what my set time is going to be. But it's going to be yeah, it's going to be really enjoyable. That's the word, really enjoyable. So I'm looking forward to it. And it was a pleasure to kind of help out with the event as well. And it was, one thing I'm excited for is the fact that I've been able to sort of like just give a couple of up and comers that opportunity to play. And I always feel like when because obviously my daytime job is like youth work, and I help a lot of like up and coming artists and musicians and bands and stuff. And I'm always in my mind trying to think like how can I sort of like bring that over to the rave scene. Because obviously, like outside of work, I DJ. I'm into fast rave music, hardcore bounce. A lot of people from work, they're more into rock music and indie bands and maybe metal bands and acoustic singers and sometimes it's a little bit hard. Like, how do you bring, it's a bit hard to bring that rave element into work. You don't always get the opportunity. Like, when it comes to like, we've got a stage at so it's not like, do you know any rave DJs? It's some bands and singers. But the thing about it and I feel that a lot of young people nowadays they want to listen to sets and DJs. They're not always interested in bands and acoustic singers. So I think it would be good to bring something like to put some like more like DJs forward. Like even for like house music and stuff, I just feel like sort of the new sort of techie house and the techno. I kind of feel would like do really well at some of the like more youth kind of events as well because people sort of into that kind of thing more now. But it was really good with this ultimate bounce that I could just kind of give a few sort of like up and comers this opportunity and people that don't play out much and it'll just be really good to see the night obviously take place and just for people to obviously come and kind of play a set when they don't play out much and if you've not been in the light before, the venue's amazing. It's like an old church. It's really good. It's a really really good vibe. So I'm looking forward to it. So it should be really good. And I always like being in the light. So I'm looking forward. To playing. And the exciting thing is, it's not all that far in the future as well. It's about 3 weeks away. So I think it's 3 weeks this Friday. So it's not next Friday. It's not the following Friday, but then it's like the Friday after that. So it's definitely exciting. It's the day before I do the gig in Driffield, which I'm looking forward to that one as well. And also, I'll give you a little update. So another pub in Driffield got in touch today, and they wanted to know if I was available the week before. I do the one in the book. So obviously, like I could see how it looked like. Me going there because this Driffield thing, it's quite it's a biggish thing for me because I'm returning and there's a little bit of hype to me like coming to Driffield on the 28th. So if I like kind of come the week before and go somewhere else, it's a little bit of a, it kind of takes the excitement off the 28th. That's something, it takes the excitement away from the 28th because they think, oh, well, I'm coming the week before. So people can kind of pick and choose which weekend they'd want to come and see me, which isn't too much of a bad thing. But I just kind of think it takes the whole excitement off. But anyway, so they got in touch and they said they'd had a cancellation on a DJ. Would I be available? So I said, look, I'm available. This is my price. Blah blah blah. I'm willing to do it. And I did. I don't think they was all too happy with the price. So I ain't gonna tell you what I quoted because that's obviously that's my personal business. But I gave them the price, and the woman kind of came back to me and said, I'll have to speak with my manager because I don't think we can afford that much for you. And I laid it out to her. I said, look, I don't live in Driffield anymore. So I've got to travel from Hull. I've got to bring my equipment. to 21 miles, sort of from Hull. Bring my equipment. I've got to set up. I've got to pack down. What you've got to understand is as well, it's not like just going to a rave and doing your hours set. Like they want me sort of like from 10 p.m. Until like 2 a.m. So obviously, for me, that's kind of like, I'm there a good while. I'm on the decks for a good few hours. I'm jumping around, and I jump around and I move around. When I'm on the decks, I'm on the decks because I'm happy and I'm dancing and I'm raving. So anyway, point cut the story short, I sort of laid down the sort of laid down the law and said, look, this is why. Don't just think I'm ripping you off, because I don't rip people off. It's not what I'm about. But I am about knowing my worth, and when I know that I'm gonna have to travel and I'm gonna have to carry equipment and I'm gonna have to set up and pack down and all the rest of it, like, why should I stand there for 4 hours and devote my time, or however long it is, 10 till 2, so that's like 11, 12, yeah, so about 4 hours. And then obviously, I've got to pack down, and then obviously, whatever, talk to the people, like the staff, like, oh, thank you, like, it's been a really good night, thank you for coming down. Then I've got to arrange, like, am I going to have to come early and, to set up early, and and all stuff, and then it's like, well, have you got a sound system I can plug into, or am I bringing my PA speakers? What's the score? What's the vibe? So obviously, there was all that to consider, and I think also that I think they was just trying to compete, because I think as like pubs that in a little town, you're trying to compete, like what's the better pub, and I think get the book who have got me on the 28th, they've got a good night in store. Because that pub, it does quite well when they put like music things on, and they've done clubland things there before, and I've gone to them in the past, and I've not been overly keen on them, and that's no disrespect to the pub itself, but like the people who, for example, like the people who they book to do like what they like the clubland sets and stuff, they don't do it properly. Like there's literally like the like last time I went to one, and again, this is no offences to who they've had in the past, but the guy was stood stiff. Like the guy was stood still. His decks wasn't even proper decks. He had like a laptop and a mixer, and he was just literally playing like radio edits of Clubland tracks, and he was trying to mix some tracks in by just pressing the sync button. The levels weren't necessarily that good, and he had no entertainment about him. This is Clubland. This is it's a bit of a faster, it's a bit of a sort of more hands in the air kind of moment. So why aren't you on the microphone, and why aren't you hyping the crowd, and why aren't you encouraging people? Hands up, sing along to this one. Why aren't you getting the crowd sort of going in? Interactive. And he was one of them clown. And at the time, like I wanted to go up and grab the mic. I wanted to grab the mic because I thought, and I think at the time he just thought, no, you're not touching my equipment and my microphones. And I'm thinking, well, you're not hardly going on it. And in all fairness, you need that. You need like everybody to. You need that, where I think as a DJ yourself doing something like that, you've got to look like you're enjoying yourself. Dance around. Let the crowd know that even though they can't hear you, let them look at you and be able to see that you're singing the songs as well, because you're enjoying the songs. And I think in all fairness, you've just got to put on a show, not just turn up and stand stiff and play a few radio edits, and like that's not what it's about. Like you've got to put a proper set on, and you've got to hype the crowd, and you've got to I mean, it sounds daft, and I know like it's not like a big festival set and it's not a big arena set, But you've got to go there and you've got to play like it is, because that's what's going to make you stand out. If you can go there and you can put on a show where people are like talking about it and they've enjoyed it, and people have had a good time, and the place is rammed, and the place is heaving, and people are having a good time, and the bar's busy, and people are dancing around and singing along, and doing this and doing that. I think it makes it more enjoyable, and hopefully it'll go down really well. When I do that one. I'm looking forward to obviously doing it. So, but yeah, I think personally, you've just got to, it's all about that. How can you make it more exciting and entertaining? So, I think personally, when I go, because I'm gonna be like full on mixing and beat matching. I'm gonna be playing a whole range of different, tracks and music. I'm gonna be playing a lot of Clubland. Don't get me wrong, but there's going to be loads of like other remixes and loads of other tracks, and it won't just be like Set You Free and Pretty Green Eyes. It'll be like Heaven Is a Place on Earth, and it'll be like Because of You, and there'll be some remixes of some chart songs, and then there'll be some stuff that go into some heavier drops that will get people dancing, and then there'll be them kind of feel good, have a breather in the breakdown moments, and then there'll be some drops where some real nice pianos will come in and people will be grooving along, and then there'll be some build ups, and then the drop will be just completely unexpected. There'll be some mashups, and I'm really looking forward to it. So. So we'll see if this other pub does come back to me and if they want me, because for me, like, I'll do it because it's another booking, it's another paid booking. It fills up, kind of like, I kind of feel like, like the whole journey is like a video game, and like each year, each month is like a level, and you've got to fill that level up by filling your calendar up. So like I'll happily go and play at this other pub, and I'll put on a show just like I will the week after. I just think personally, this pub that wants to get me the week before, they've kind of done it a little bit kind of like slyly, like as in they want to try and like put into like contest. They want to try and compete with the other pub, and like, oh well, we've got him the week before. So thinking like, everyone will come to that, and then because they've just seen me the week before, why would they come? Why would they come out again? Kind of thing. Especially when there's like a cost of living. And they've got the bigger pub. I would say they've got the bigger pub, so they're probably thinking like, we could do better than what they're gonna do, and then they've kind of tried to sort of like sly in kind of like the week before. So we'll see what happens. I mean, for me, it doesn't make a difference to me. Like, I'll go and play anywhere. If I'm booked and paid for it, I'll go and play anywhere. That's the whole dealio with me. Like, I'll go and put on a show, just as easy as you know just as easy as you know um doing the one the week after that. That doesn't make a difference to me. I'm excited for all my performances. I'm excited for all my shows. But it's just that sort of like, I can kind of see like how it looks. Like, even if they didn't intentionally do it like that, you can kind of see how it looks, and it kind of looks like a little bit of like jealousy stroke. Like they want to compete. And then maybe they've kind of just thought, well, actually, we didn't think he was actually going to be this much, and I think that they've tried to compete and then realised that it might not actually work as well as as they thought it would. But we'll see what happens. All I can say is we will see what happens. I'm looking forward to doing the other gigs, but we'll see what goes down. But yeah, I thought I'd share that one with you, because I just thought it was quite mad. And not only that, I got a friend request from somebody else that also runs a pub in Driffield. So I don't really know what's going on, but it has most certainly got me thinking about because what I did when I announced the one for the book in Driffield. Yes, Tom, what you're saying. I made the artwork for it. I said, look, I can knock up some artwork for you if you like, just to announce that I'm going to be there. And I did DJ Ash Noble all night long, and it got me thinking, why don't I try and make it a thing? So why don't I try and do like a DJ Ash Noble kind of like an all night long tour. So try and like hit up kind of like the like local pubs around the area. So like we can go to like Driffield, we could maybe go to like Brid, we could maybe go to like Beverley, we could maybe go to maybe like Grimsby, just hit up like some sort of areas, doing like a DJ Ash Noble kind of like an all night long, and then kind of have like the layman sort of MC, sort of like hosting and kind of doing it with me, like if he's available, and kind of do this like we'll bring like an all night long and we'll kind of bring almost like publand on tour, like so we'll do like clubland and bounce and we'll just play like all the clubland and bouncy stuff, and all the well-known sing-alongs, and put on these like little shows around like little pubs and venues, because I can see it becoming a thing, and I can see like pubs wanting to, especially like like because a couple of pubs like I say now have already been in contact. Would I like to do these gigs? And I'm kind of thinking like, if I was to make it like a full thing, and like advertise it as like Ash Noble all night long, like tour, and then do like these all night longs in and offer like advertising. So like if pubs want to put, want to book like a DJ to bring like Clubland and Bounce, that would be like a really cool thing. And like I said, do it as like the Ash Noble all night long the tour. So, what's the most northern gig that you have coming up? For me, so in September I'm coming up to Scotland. So that's fairly northern for me. That is like going right up to Scotland. Um, Apart from that, I'm going to Scarborough, which is in August, and that is kind of like that's going like more north, because it's North Yorkshire. That's going north for me. Um, it's not too far north. Like it is like literally about just over an hour, like maybe just over an hour away or something like that from Hull to Scarborough. I'm trying to think if there's anything else coming up um, north wise. I don't think there is. Um, I think that's it as far as going north. Um, yeah, I think the Scotland one. So I'm from Newcastle. Just wondering. Yeah. So a couple of weeks ago, I came to Sunderland. Did a gig in Sunderland. That was a shed load of fun. And I think possibly in a couple of weeks, if I don't get this other gig in Driffield, there's a possibility that I might be coming to Sunderland again, but it won't be to gig. It will just be to it'll just be to attend an event. So essentially, there's an event called Excite, and they run a record label. I've had a couple of releases on the record label, and they do like a big summer event every year, and it's like a big 12-hour thing. And they have this like loads of music in the afternoon, outdoors. And then they go to this they go indoors at night, and there's loads of people, the likes of Andy Whitby. There's all kinds of people that are obviously that they're playing at this event. And anyway, they announced the DJ competition, and I was like, absolutely booting, I'm going to enter this, because it'd be good to play there. And then sadly, I got a booking on the same day that the event was due to take place. And then literally about 2 weeks ago, the event I was supposed to play got cancelled because of bad ticket sales. So I was kind of like, right, well, I could hit up this event. So I had a little nosy to see if the competition was still sort of on, if it was still on the go, like if you could still enter. But there was only a couple of days left, and I didn't get time to enter it. So unfortunately, I missed the competition. But I'm still thinking of going to the event, like just to show my face, because obviously the record label for Excite, they've released a couple of my tracks and stuff, my remixes, which I'm obviously, I'm forever grateful for. So, and I'm thinking now I've got nothing on, and there's quite a few people, friends and people on the lineup that I've kind of become friends with. A lot of people going to the event. It'd be really good. It would be really good to go and meet some people, and to go and hit up the event. It would be like a really cool thing. So I'm kind of thinking that I may still go. I'm thinking that I may still go. That I may go to the event, and hit up the event, just as because it'd be really good to show my face, and you can't beat like going and supporting and showing your face. And like I say, they've released some of my tracks, and there's a good few people that I know like going up to it, so I'm kind of just thinking like it would be a really cool thing to hit it up. But obviously if I don't, if I get booked at the other place, obviously I have to obviously honour my bookings. But so I might come to Sunderland again. If I do, I'll make some form of announcement that I'm coming up to Sunderland, because it'd be really cool. I'll stay where I stayed last time. Really good vibes. It was I stayed in the Travel Lodge Central. It was really good. It was a really good. It was a really good hotel actually, just for what it was. And it'll be really good. So yeah, so I'll have a little look into kind of like the price of everything, and how far the venue is from the hotel, and not only that, like I'll have a look into like what times can I get there, that sort of thing, and then kind of just take it from there, like if I can get there from a Pacific time, you know, um, so because like it's a daytime event, so obviously it starts in the afternoon, so obviously like I want to kind of get there sort of early-ish, so and what's like like get an early train from Hull kind of thing, and just kind of see what the costs and the prices are, so sort of take it from there if you like, and sort of see sort of how and where we go in that sort of sense, and it should be really good, should be really fun. So we'll see what happens, but I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm gonna sneeze, so bear with me. It feels like it's coming. And it did. I was kind of like, is it gonna come? Is it not gonna come? And then I thought it's not gonna come, and then it actually came. So, but yeah. So anyway, Ultimate Bounce, the 28th of June. It's if I don't say so myself, it's gonna go off. It's gonna pop off. And I'm gonna play some absolutely belting tracks, and hopefully bring off a really really good vibe. So make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to share all of that good stuff. I am gonna get ready and go and hit the hay in a moment. Get chilled out. It's been a really busy day today, and it's been a good positive day. So um, I don't know if you have it, but like if any of you like work or anything, but like you go to work and it just feels like you get loads of stuff done. And for me today, and I've had a few of these days lately where I've gone to work and I just feel like I've just got through like loads of little things, like odd jobs and things that have needed doing. So little things like um, one of them is like we run these music lab sessions, and I always take like photos of the sessions. And then when I come into the office on a Wednesday, like it's put the photos up kind of thing. And then just essentially, it's just getting through these little odd jobs. So like today, I put pictures up. I put an EP up on SoundCloud that of tracks that's been recorded in the studio. I've done some Facebook posts. I've wrote out feedback forms and printed them out. I've just done loads of like odd little things, but it kind of feels like I just got through like loads of little tasks, and it was like a really sort of positive day. And then I had a very interesting email from somebody, but what they was kind of after was it was a very short notice thing, but it might lead it's going to potentially lead to something outside of work that can benefit me and somebody else outside of work. So I ain't going to say too much yet. But basically, I had an email from somebody from quite a big business brand, if you like, and they wanted to do like a project, and they wanted to tackle sort of like 16 to 18-year-olds about a specific subject, and basically, like we're keen to be involved, but we don't really have people like on our projects that are really too much involved in what they kind of wanted to sort of like tackle them about as such. However, myself and my friend, we've done something regarding this subject. So we was kind of like, well, look, we've done something regarding blah blah blah, but we're not in the age range, so we can't do something specifically regarding this project. But now I've got this like contact details from this woman, and like for who she works for and what she's a part of, and she's fully aware, and she knows exactly our involvement in kind of like this topic. This could lead to something quite good in the future. But the little project, she wanted outcomes and answers like tomorrow, and that was just too short notice. Our sessions run on a Monday, so the people wouldn't be able to talk until like the following Monday, and that was like too late. She needed to sort of know some things, kind of like by tomorrow. So that was obviously a little bit of a gutting thing. But it could turn out to be something good for me outside of work. So that was like a really that was like a wicked sort of part of the day, because I felt like this could be quite big. But yeah, that was really good. And then like I say, I just got through like loads of little tasks, and it was quite positive in that sense. So that is obviously really good. So and then I did a studio session today. We kind of did a taster for these for doing some studio sessions on a Wednesday, to tackle a specific sort of like type of people in an age group. And we wanted to do a trial to see if they wanted to do more. So essentially, they come to the youth centre on a Wednesday, and there's a few of them that have wanted to use the studio room. no one else there knows sort of like how to use the room, and you know they wouldn't even know how to do like they wouldn't even know anything about FL Studio, for example, and you know, some of them wouldn't even know how to like plug guitars in, and how to you know, record like guitars and stuff. And obviously I ain't gonna sit here and say I'm a pro, but I know, you know, I know the basics, and like I know enough that I can open the room up, and I can be in the room, and I can facilitate people within that room, you know, we can get basic recordings down. And when it comes to FL Studio, again, I'm not an absolute pro, but I can make tracks on them, and I can build full tracks on them. So you know, so we sort of did this little trial session today, and if it went well and they wanted more, we would then look to give them more. And then obviously that is that's what's happened. They've come back and they've said, look, we really enjoyed today. Um, you know, we want to do more. So now we're gonna sort of be in kind of like discussion of doing more. You know, of doing more, and sort of take it from there, and just see where it goes. And you know, hopefully this could be something that could be, you know, could become a thing. And you know, we could definitely do some stuff with them, and it'd be really good. So that's been like a really cool highlight of the day as well, because I was a little bit worried, like, you know, are they gonna like it? Are they gonna enjoy it? You know, I've not met these people before, and then kind of like instantly, I just kind of felt at home. You know, and today I feel like, because they were kind of like, they were excited, you know, they get to kind of use the room, and it's the first day, so they were kind of excited. I think there was a little bit like overwhelmed, like, you know, we're actually getting the chance to be in this studio room. You know, they've kind of listened to what we've said. So I kind of feel like they weren't fully like concentrated on like fully making the music, although they did like plug guitars in, and they got jamming on some ideas. And then some others recorded like a couple of cover songs, which, you know, was really fun. But I feel like, you know, when they kind of get settled in, and they know it'll be like a more regular thing, we'll be able to start like really nailing some really sort of like nailing some projects down. So I'm looking forward to that, as like a really cool thing. Um, and I've got initial ideas in my mind, that you know, if I could work, if I work with them in the studio, you know, for say like a good X amount of weeks, and you know, we get, I don't know, maybe a couple of songs made, and it would be really good if they could, you know, like if we could put them onto like a future little social jam, and let them and see if they would be able to come, you know, like on a different day, just like for one day, to perform and showcase kind of, you know, what they've made. And I think that would be like like a really cool sort of like aspect of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that obviously comes to light. So with that being said, it's been a positive day. So like I say, I'm gonna get myself sorted to hit the hay. My decks, they're not even plugged in, because I did a works thing yesterday, which I can't remember if I did I can't remember when I did the stream for the booking. I can't remember it. Did I do that on Monday? I think I did that on Monday, but I can't fully remember. But anyway, point being, I had to take the decks to a works thing yesterday, and I unplugged them all, and I unplugged the speaker from here, because I took them down to the office and had a little bit of a jam in the office, and just showed them all sort of like what I could do essentially, because I always kind of think like you can talk to people in like past content. You can go, oh yeah, I'm a DJ. And I don't think like it can always twig to people because you can get different types of DJs. You can get the karaoke kind of DJ. You can kind of get the typical resident DJ that rocks up in a pub and just fades from one track to the next, and he'll play an 80s track, and then he'll go into a hip hop track, and then he'll go into maybe like a 2006 R&B track, and then he'll play something new from the charts, and then he'll go maybe to like a 2010 song, and then he'll just hit you with like a 90s banger. And then you've obviously got DJs like who can put full sets together, who can beat match, who can play vinyl, and not to sound big-headed, but like that kind of that's myself, and like I can do that. I can do that. I can beat match kind of thing. So I kind of feel like I want people to know that I aren't just a guy who plays music. Like I can physically mix the music, and I can like house DJ and do all of that stuff as well. And it was a bit of fun. So I took it down to the social worker's office yesterday. Well, it was Tuesday and Thursday. Now aren't we gone midnight? But we had a bit of a jam in there, and it was a really fun vibe. It was proper enjoyable environment. We jammed. I remember I'd played this track, and it come in with like a really good drop. I got a bit carried away, and I said, "Whoa, doof, doof," jumping around, and I forgot that there's a guy that lives underneath. And obviously I'm jumping up and down a bit on the floor, and they had to like, whoa, whoa, just whoa, whoa, don't jump like that. And I was like, oh, sorry, but they know I got carried away. They know it wasn't intentionally. But yeah, it was just madness, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, we just had a little bit of a jam, and it was really good. So I enjoyed it. And they got to just kind of see a little bit, because I always tell them like, oh, I've got a gig this weekend, I've got this weekend, but it's always kind of good to, like this is kind of what I do when I'm at a gig, and it gives them that little bit of an insight, like a really enjoyable insight into, look, this is what I do when I'm at a gig, and I just love music, and I think this year. Which is one thing I do actually want to add up on before I do finish, because we've done quite a long stream. I've had some really good gigs this year. Like I think this has been one so far. This has been one of my favourite years for doing the music. I feel like I've had loads of gigs that have come in. I've had like some small gigs and some biggish gigs, and I kind of feel like even like the small ones, they've been absolutely rocking. Like I've done some like I've done some good nights in the Fusion at Grimsby, and the sets have gone off and they've been really enjoyable, and I've really enjoyed myself. And then myself and the Layman, we've done some really good clubland sets, and I just kind of feel like for me, I've just had this like really amazing year where I've just done like already I've done so many bookings this year, and it's been so enjoyable. And I think for me, this by far has been like one of my favourite years for gigging. Just because we've done like and not just the gigs, but like the sets. I played some, for me, I played some sets that have been like my favourite sets that I played in clubs. You know, when we did the Fusion, when we filled in on the Ultra Beat night, that was for me, that was sensational. And when I went up to Scotland back in March, that was sensational. That was one of my favourite bookings of the year. And then just again the Wild Child, the Rave Kids. We've done some amazing gigs. We've done some amazing bookings. We've done some amazing vibes. We've just absolutely smashed it in, and just absolutely really really brought the vibe. and it's been so enjoyable. So that's kind of been the full fledged, and I'm just so buzzed that it's happened and it's come. I'm really buzzed. So yeah, we've had an amazing year. May it continue. So make sure to like, make sure to comment, share. We'll see you soon. Peace out, people.